Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Episode 21. Just here to see my mother and maybe kill her. Or something. I feel like there's some plot. She has some idea. She has some scheme. Right now she's just tolerating. Who was it? I mean, knowing the show, there's probably a big connection there. Oh, okay. There goes my idea of like, how would she know? That makes more sense. I was thinking like you could give her a placebo and say, this will make you immortal. I promise. Just take it for 20 years and you'll see. This is somehow even worse. An immortality potion already, difficult. That's not enough. It's immortality plus. Immortality plus fountain of youth. Shenmei is just an absurd person so far. These often end up being foot and mouth moments when like their tragic backstory kicks in. Though it can be both. Poor rats. What do they ever do to you? Not with that attitude. There it is. Here's a crazy thought. I mean, it's not super specific to this, but if you think about the fact that a lot of the greatest things where there's the most opportunity probably have a lot of overlap with the things people think are not even possible. But that's scary, right? Like as soon as you have that thought, you start to think about like, well, what could I do that actually maybe there's a chance for that I could accomplish that everyone is sleeping on because they think it's impossible. It's exciting, but also like people think it's impossible for very good reason. And that reason is it might turn out to be impossible. So to even bother with an attempt, but like that very trade-off is why it's open territory. You never know. Maybe that's the road that leads you into the immortality potion plus fountain of youth potion, I guess. Wait, she said that out loud? She overheard that? Wow. Oh, okay. So she gets more than a day. That was a report, right? Okay, that's good. We got our deadline extended at least. Oh no, that innocent smile. The innocent gap-toothed smile. He's gonna barge in on the wrong image. That's a backstory happening in real time. That time I walked in at my mother in the opium den or whatever. That's scary to know you're sitting on a powder keg in more than one way. That's a lot of faith. Like I know what you're gonna do with this wire. I know what you can do with it. That's to pick a lock, right? Oh, did somebody use him as like a spy? Well, that was pretty bold. I respect you for that. Episode 45, Taiboned. I mean, he did get pretty far. He was slacking off. She's too soft for this line of work. She's gotta have so much inner turmoil. No way. There's no way you can care about this one little kid and be this lenient and like doing all this attempted plotting and killing while the person who I guess is pushing you into it is beating on you. I don't think her heart is in this. I think this is just fear and like being broken into submission or something. It's possible that she was really in it at one point, but people change and then you sort of wake up in the same trajectory that you started on even though you're not the same anymore. It doesn't feel the same anymore. Those are tough moments. There could be big consequences. She's hiding the paper in her shirt, and so you already saw that. Wrap this up quickly before what's her name? Oh no. Why is she everywhere? How did I know that too? I knew she was gonna pop up. She's got nothing better to do. Because she's a bitter person. That tracks. Oh, that's mom? It's part of the experiment for your youth potion or whatever. Wow, she really threw the kid under the bus. But maybe this is the most lenient thing because she won't kill the kid, you imagine, but she might kill the others. I don't think Maomao will stand for this, which is kind of crazy. Or will she? That's a slapping. That's a slapping. Wow, no slapping. That's amazing. She's been slapped for less. It's maybe a delayed slapping. Slap's coming somewhere. Someone's getting slapped. Yeah, she's looking. She's a hammer looking for a nail. Exactly, yeah. It was a mistake to think there's a logical sequence here. Right. Yeah, that's what I was saying when she was introduced, or last episode. Oh, this is a tough one for Mao. This is a real test. Punishments for everyone, why not? Everyone gets a paddling or... Oh my god! She's let that fly. Well, there's the slap. It wasn't pragmatic. This is true, and yet she also told no lies. Oh, this is... You don't need to go this far. Right? I don't know. She knew what she was doing. That was such a big moment and such a long time coming because we've already seen a lot of this inconsistency between Maomao's reflections about who she is and what she actually is. But this is by far the moment with the biggest stakes for overstepping that line. She's slapped ladies before, but that's different from slapping at like the queen of this land. Not to mention like a deranged queen who has already expressed willingness to kill you, if not just outright desire. But I love it. There's a little bit of a stain to it, right? Because she wasn't totally in control. That wasn't, her apothecary brain kicking things into high gear. She's just angry. So there's higher levels there, but the insight was right. Also, Sirei is just so broken. Also, Mom is so unhelpful. And finally, great insight from Maomao that this is not something you can appease and the issues are not about the issues. Either way, she will find fault. She wants to hurt people. Maybe because she's felt powerless in the past. Maybe because she's never learned actual genuine affection or rapport. Everything is a game. Could be a lot. Also, weirdly specific experience to throw in here, but when you voice discontent or you push back against this sort of like stagnant abuse of power, abuse of role, that causes a bunch of split reactions. First, in the person to whom you're standing up to, they either like need you to get out because they've been challenged and they can't handle that, or it can make them surprisingly sort of meek. And in some cases, I think it can land positively because it's a shock and like it builds respect if you can survive it, if you don't get your throat slit. And then also a split reaction from the observers because some people see that as like, finally someone said something, but other people have kind of drank the Kool-Aid and they're incensed on the other person's behalf, even though, they have really no role in it whatsoever. They are projecting their own significance. It's messy, but it's exciting. I think the make or break in the hindsight assessment, assuming that you survive, is how convicted you actually were in the thing you were standing up for and how justified you felt in doing it. The extent to which you aren't is, I think, the extent to which you get undone. Her time is limited. She can't. Oh my god. She drew blood. Ew! Something's wrong with you. For what? You could have said that without, like, licking it. I guess that was just for emphasis. Yeah, she needs to figure this out. Is that a punishment tool? That's the name of the episode, right? Please elaborate. Oh, I think she's experienced it before. On her arm, perhaps. She's panicking. Man, Maomao getting tortured was not on my bingo card for this season. I remember, like, one of my predictions of season 1 was, surely this season will have more focus on Jinchi. And yeah, there's been some of that. Like, we got a lot of his backstory and, like, his ancestors' backstory, which is great. But it's funny that now, like, we're just not even there. Like, he's not here anymore. We're very far away from Jinchi. And Maomao now about to get Taiboned or whatever. It's bad because of how happy she sounded when she was talking about it. Welcome to the Taibon. Just doing my job, just doing my job. Is it an animal? Because she might like that. Oh, she's gonna love this. This is not a punishment. You're just giving her ammunition. Oh, right. That's right. Yeah, man, you really underestimated your opponent. This is the worst. And she's brought 2 chopsticks. I feel sorry for the toxic, dangerous animals. Call an ambulance, but not for me. Call a veterinarian. She's cooking it. And she also can presumably make like poison darts and stuff. Imagine, that'd be so wild. That'd be such a wild twist for the show, but I kind of love it. Mama just like ninja shurikens this guy in the neck. You just died doing your job. It wasn't your fault. Well, she picked those things clean. Yeah, it's like, how did you survive? Like, I just smushed them with my foot. It's not that hard. They probably do. That's nice. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, she took the brunt of that. That was heroic. Good! Wow, already? This is amazing. This is crazy. The siege. Okay, I guess this is happening. Yeah, Mama knew about that already. That's... Whoa, hold on a second now. That's really dangerous as a trap. Like, you open the doors or put up the slightest bit of resistance so that they think they broke in, and then you toss in a match or whatever. Assuming there's a deliberate plot. There's also just accident risk. Where are our friends? And the kid, the little brat kid. He's alright. He's not the worst anime kid. Yeah, I don't think Shenmei cares. Might even be by design. And she gave them some silver. charitable, right?
あなたも早く。
I want to take this not cynically and believe this is like a genuine kind gesture. Well, you could have given us like 5 minutes? That was so abrupt. He's got some heart after all. Why did you do that?
ローラン。あれマオマオ。
Oh wow, it's weird hearing her with that voice and this outfit.
マオマオなら平気だと思ったの。
You were right, yeah, the faith.
やっぱり。
That's why she suggested it in the first place. Saved her life.
美味しかった。意味わかんないからそれ。好んで虫食べる人に言われたくない。
Maybe this can wait.
私は行かない。
Okay.
まだやることがあるから。
What? This is Lulan's rage, maybe.
今なら逃げられるのに。
We're friends.
バカだとは思う。お母様に
Not the
知ら
first
れたら
time.
怖いわ。
Recently.
ムチ打ちで済めばいい方ね。ローランは大切にされてるように見えた。
I don't know if she is able to care for anyone.
何を怠けているの？
お母さん。
Oh my god.
さっ
That
き
scared the hell
お
out
茶
of
を
me.
持っておいで。
It startled me.
お母様は下女の格好をした私に気
Oh
づか
my god, that's crazy.
ず。それでも水霊に会いに行ったんだ。
They're sisters.
だって仲良くなりたくて。
Honestly, their relationship is amazing
姉様
considering
はずっと
the disparity between their treatments.
姉様の母様もきっと私のお母様にいびられて死んだの。
That's a lot to carry.
水霊はもしかして。
Oh, Surrey is the... Oh, yeah, right, okay.
選定の最初の犠牲者。
Yes. Wait, so then they're not actually sisters, right? Surrey is the Emperor's illegitimate daughter?
その人が姉様のおばあ様。
Okay.
名前は大本。
Taiho.
水霊には
Wow.
皇族の血が流れているのか。
Oh, so does that mean that maybe Shenmei is not guilty because of Shiso, like I thought, but guilty because of the Emperor? For some reason, I was thinking she was an illegitimate daughter of Shiso, and that was the jealousy.
怪談話が好きな人だったと聞いたわ。
Yeah.
前にそれで窒息しかけたけど。
Yeah, we were there, were we? For that? That needs some explaining, I think,
お
still.
母様がお父様と結婚したのはローランを産むためだったの。お母様の復讐のためだけに。
To implant her into the kingdom.
お前が新しい王母になればいい。
Yeah, I mean, you have some claim there, right?
そう言っていたわ。
I mean, as long as you're making a stake on genetic lineage, then yeah, there's a claim there, right? I guess it just depends on how compelling it is. But then, like, maybe there's a subtle distinction here because it's not about the lineage as the reason or point. It's like, let me take revenge and I'll use the hereditary claims as the impetus or something, which I guess is her thing through and through, right? Like, this is what I'm saying it is and this is what it really is and it's my own spite.
ローラン、死水。何と呼ぶのが正解かわからない。
Why don't you ask her? I think Shisui is the real one, honestly.
死水。
Yeah. Shisui is not replaceable, can't be copied. And isn't like the fabricated thing.
何？
That was the right answer.
高級というカゴの中でいずれ子を産み
Wait.
帝を食らう自分を虫に例えて。
Oh.
だけど死水はそうなることを恐れた。
So I went back and watched the ghost sequence again. I don't know if I understand the analogy 100%, but I think I understand the implications of what Shisui did or didn't do. So her mission is to go in there and kill the emperor, which I guess is her eating her husband in the story. But she doesn't want to do that. That's not really her, right? That's not really what she wants. This is her servitude to her mother, who she's just not at all actually intellectually or emotionally beholden to. It's only in deed. But she's far enough away from her mother that I guess she has some influence or has a little bit of cushion about how she conducts herself and what she chooses to do and what she pretends to be doing. So she's been delaying it. She's been stalling. And I guess one way she's been doing that in the reveal here with the lantern plant is that she has been purposely eliminating her pregnancies. Maybe that's the condition by which everything kicks into gear, which is pretty awful. That's terrible. If nothing else, for Shisui herself.
マオマオはほんと鋭いな。連れてきた甲斐があるよ。
It's a very warm reception to Maomao figuring that out because it's dark.
たく、寝相悪いの。
Oh no. Oh my god.
息はないわ。
It just gets worse and worse. Maybe there's a chance we could figure this out really quickly.
毒を
You did
吸った
it!
のか。
This is not charity. This is not, I don't know what you think you're doing anymore. Did you really do this?
薬よ。
Maybe it's the revival one? The revival
それだ
medicine.
け派手なことをしたんだよ。 一族老頭
This is not mercy, man. This is not mercy.
甘いジュースに混ぜて飲ませたの。
Ugh. This is sort of unforgivable.
この子たちのお母様は
Yeah, they're all in a little weird
私のお
den
母
thing.
様と仲良しだったから、
Whatever that's about.
この子分かってたのかも。
Oh, this is horrible. I thought maybe there would be some sort of like possible redemption. You know, Shisui could be Shisui. She could be free from this. We could break from the mother. For a bit there, it was a relief to me that Shenmei was so terrible because it's like, oh, like we've identified where this is coming from. And if we just break this relationship and navigate this situation and this horrible person, then maybe things will sort of fall into place, right? But now we have a lot of murder on our hands. I don't know. There's no salvaging this. I don't buy the excuse that it's for their benefit. I mean, you just murdered a bunch of kids. Even if those fears were valid, that's a disgusting thing to do. I bet Maomao would have figured something out. And maybe she would have failed, but like she never would have resorted to this. This poor kid. He really needed his mother.
唇を噛みしめて、でも
What
一
an
気に
idiot.
飲み干したのよ。
Stupid kid. It's the beginning. Well, yeah, I'm confused. Like, what do you want exactly? To bear witness to the end? Maybe Maomao can report who's to blame, but that doesn't seem to match either because Shisui just killed the kids. So we're not trying to spin the narrative or save the innocent. That seems like a lost cause. It's ending getting a little bit sadder than usual. Crazy what a visceral 1-2 punch that was of like, okay, her big secret is that she was killing her pregnancies. And I know people's opinions differ about this, but I think instinctually for most people, that's not an easy thing to go through. In fact, I know for a lot of people, it's a devastating thing to go through. And so already there was some unease brewing of like, that's not, like, I understand where you're going with it, and it's nice that you don't want to hatch this plot for your mother. But I also can't say that this is a noble thing, right? It doesn't feel good. And then, like, open the door, and it just gets so much worse. It's this, but so much worse. It's sort of the same, like, well, I didn't want bad things to happen, so, oh well, gotta just kill kids. It's one of the most gruesome, if not the most gruesome thing that I can think of in the show, at least for me. And it comes from Shisui, who, like, you know, we spent a lot of time with, has a lot of great qualities, especially since it's been revealed that Shisui is more genuinely her. That's not really an act. It's Lulan that's an act. And she gets a lot of points seeing where she came from of like, yeah, this is not great. You grew up with this. It's a miracle that you grew up with any sort of semblance of personality and decency at all. So my default state was hoping that this would have a good resolution, but I don't know if there's coming back from this. I don't think this is really redeemable, given what I imagine will be a limited time span for her character. It's really tragic. I don't like it. It's very compelling. I'm getting this distinct feeling that she herself doesn't feel like there's a future for her. This feels like just desperation, and she's gonna ask Maomao for some sort of mercy, or maybe just to end the lineage of her mother. That actually maybe gives more credibility to the story of, you know, she's the demon and she's just like praying, hoping the demon doesn't come out, hoping that it passes her by another day. I will say as a whole, I think this is the most exciting the show has been. The stakes are just through the roof compared to season 1. We had the assassination attempt season 1, and now we have like a siege on the fortress over gunpowder while Maomao is having these critical interactions with her friend slash emperor lover slash would-be assassin, and like Jinji's coming presumably with Lacan, and Suirei also has to be resolved somehow. We don't know where she's gonna fall, and looking forward to the downfall of Shenmei. There's sort of an open question with Shisui, like Maomao said Shisui and she felt relieved, and my first thought was, well, that's who she really feels she is. But after seeing this, I feel like maybe it's not how she sees herself. It's how she wishes she could be and how she could live. But it feels too far removed, and it's like a little bit too late because she's already committed this heinous act as Maomao's saying those words.